However, I would think that I deserved more credit for all those hours of tutoring really dipshit kids. These kids were my age, by the way.
So basically, your demand here is that for taking notes that then got passed around by the teachers to the other students, you are comparing yourself to the real-life equivalent of Wolverine?
Yes, totally. Yeah.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the AWKWARDCast. ANY and Keyframe wonder about random drivel, and apparently also real-life Wolverine cells, at least. The person didn't make it. That's the moral of the story. Anyways, today with us, the one, the only, Joey Hollywood. Welcome to the show. Well, that's awkward.
Can't say I'm the one and the only. There is a porn star and a tattoo artist, also known as Joey Hollywood.
Have you seen Mr. Hollywood's works?
I started backlogging my content onto other video platforms like BitChute and forget some of the other ones. I'm just blanketing every video platform with my content, and that includes Pornhub. So I have run across the other Joey Hollywood.
Joey Hollywood porn.
But oh god damn it! While Keyframe is doing that, while you already talk about your content, for the people out there who are not familiar with it, who are you? What do you do? And why should people care?
Well, I don't know why people should care. I've never quite understood that when it comes to the viewership on my videos, but I make, for the most part, movie reviews, particularly movies that probably no one has ever seen. I have this strange fascination with something called shot on shitio movies. Mm-hmm. That's not the actual term, but that's what people in my little niche area of the internet call them. They're movies that somehow got distribution. I've seen them on Blu-ray, and there's no reason for these movies to be on Blu-ray. Their picture quality looks like something of like a 30-year-old webcam. They're awful, and they look like they're shot in someone's backyard, but I find them so intriguing. I've actually talked to some of the producers, and it's something that I've researched on end, and just I don't know. I don't know why they fascinate me, but I feel the need to share them with people.
I mean, it's a heartwarming thing, isn't it? If these people can make it to distribution, anyone can.
Yes, it's the ultimate example of the American dream.
So, what did you say this series is called on your channel?
It's called Joey's Movies. I know, incredibly creative.
I can sing a
sounds
song
like
about
it sounds like a title Max would come up with. So Joey's Movies.
I just took a year-long break. I just came back after a year, so
good timing. We are the first.
So far, there are only.
Yeah.
But we are the first stop on your comeback tour, basically.
Yeah. I've tried coming back full force. I got like thoughts on videos on movies that are coming out. I got podcasts with Aficionados Chris. Just trying to spit out at least 4 videos a week. Reclaim some of the momentum I had a year ago.
You also do. You also have you also did like a puppet thing, right?
Yes, that's coming out later this year. It's called Midnight's Haunted Drive-In. I've sunk a couple $1,000s into that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be on YouTube in its full form. I'm going to try to get it on a couple streaming platforms. I'm in conversations with a Roku channel and maybe Amazon Prime, but don't know about that. But Midnight's Haunted Drive-In is sort of a bit of a passion project because it's in a big amalgamation of things that I love: horror movies, puppets, mystery science theater. Actually, you can in the little window you can see my puppets. It's me, the mummy, and the werewolf in the cover.
Oh, here on this side.
Yeah, I think we actually talked about this a little bit when Chris was on the podcast.
Oh yeah, Chris told me to watch that before I went on, and I meant to, and then I didn't.
Jobs, but yeah,
he has returned.
Da, da, da. Oh, that
is a nice effect, isn't it?
Did you? I'm guessing it was like a green piece of paper, and you walk through it, and then you chroma keyed the static onto it.
Yeah, I hollowed out a TV.
You put more effort than what we would, mister, so good for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, this is not a puppet, this is an actual cat, and another actual, and a third actual cat.
What a good cat.
We need an actual animal for this podcast at some point, not just me.
But yeah, so Joey, we found out who you are, but as a person, you do more than just make videos. You also have a life. So has there been anything interesting going on in your life recently? That's a great start.
I took a year off to kind of focus on my own like personal health, I guess. I was getting kind of disappointed with the viewership on my videos, because I think at one point I was making enough on YouTube where I was considering quitting my day job, and in the course of a single month, it went from making $500 a month to $100 a month. In the course of just 30 days, it just dropped that significantly. And from there, it started getting lower and lower and lower. And I was still investing a lot of money. Like the puppet show, I've invested a couple $1,000s into it, and I wasn't making the money back to do that anymore. And I was like, you know what? This is far too stressful. I'm going to take a year off. I'm going to focus on just working and doing life stuff. So I haven't really done a whole lot, but I have been, in that time I was preparing to come back to YouTube and just relaxing. And even though my kind of suffered because of it, I don't really regret it. I needed some time for myself, and just like I said in the pre-show, I started drawing again, and it's been a nice year.
Good to hear. No, I mean, I can relate in that regard, that I personally never had the balls to go all in with YouTube, because so therefore respect on that end. No, for me, because I also had the vision, like I was a total Channel Awesome fanboy back in the day. That's what got me originally started to do YouTube. And I also had like, full-time YouTuber, but I was too scared, I will admit it completely.
I think we're still on my channel. I don't think we're.
Oh no, this is me screen sharing.
Oh no! No, not technical difficulties.
Let me stop sharing to reduce the confusion.
Yeah, Joey, you're dying.
Oh no!
Come back to us, Joey.
Welp.
Well, thank you guys for the shortest episode.
Probably. Yeah. There. I see movement again. I see movement again.
Back.
I repeat. Joey is with us again.
Talk, Joey, talk.
Are you with us? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We've had a technical difficult list thing for months.
That's true. I mean, at least he's frozen on a smile.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
You get one of my puppets on the screen.
Oh.
That's the puppet that's played by Will, right?
Yeah, this puppet's by Will Ryan of DA Games.
Oh.
That is a creepy. Did you make the puppet yourself?
No, I designed them, and I had them made by a professional. By a professional. They also did the puppets for Panic at the Disco's recent music video.
Ooh.
Oh, that's very nice.
Well, some high quality stuff you have there.
Well, that's really cool.
I had 3 puppets. when I hired them, they didn't make the puppets for Panic at the Disco just yet, so they were still relatively affordable for me. All 3 puppets cost me $1,000, and I did that over a series of payments. And I love the product they gave me. It's really great. We filmed with them a couple months ago, and they're beautiful. I highly recommend them. I forget what they're called now, but if you look at Passion 4 Puppets, it's Passion, the number 4 Puppets. You'll find them. They're not called that anymore because they have a more professional name, but you can still find them with that username.
That's really cool, dude. So, has anything else been interesting going on in your life, or you're just, back on doing that YouTube grind in the 9 to 5 and making sure your cat doesn't kill you in your sleep and all that stuff?
Well, yeah, I'm going pretty all out with YouTube this year. My year to myself was last year. The year before that, I actually got engaged. But then again, I suppose it ties in with my YouTube channel again, because that video, I recorded it, recorded me proposing, and we wound up on a talk show and all over the news.
Huh.
So it's kind of like everything I do in my real life also ties into my YouTube channel that no one watches.
My God, you know what this means, Joey? You are the Truman Show. You are Jim Carrey.
Ooh. I mean,
everything in your life is tied into YouTube, so you're just like YouTuber version of the Truman Show. Susan up in YouTube is just running your life like a puppet.
Oof.
Oh.
That's
hope
one.
Not.
I made an existential crisis happen.
Right.
But yeah, moving the things along. Does either host have any highlights this week?
I mean, I have a bit more to talk about in the media section than one media, so but it's my highlight. It's not my official media, but I go there when we get there, or do we get there now?
I mean, I have one fun thing.
Oh boy.
But like, I'm asking you, ladies first, if you have any highlights. Oh my God, don't do that ever again. Stop.
I found her weak spot finally.
I have many weak spots, and you know it. But did you have anything fun happen this week?
I don't think so, but then again, I have the memory of a walnut.
Of a walnut. Yes, you do. No, I have a fun story to tell, and it ties into a video that will be on my channel. I am actually recording. I have it all planned to be recorded on the 1st, and I'm going to have it scheduled to come out on the 12th, on my birthday, because this video is defining me as a person, so I think it would work best to come out on the day that I became a person. So it was 2 a.m. and I was very bored. Great start to any story. And you know what YouTube Movies is? YouTube actually has a movie renting service, for people who don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I get recommendations based on what I watch. So I get a lot of Marvel and cartoon stuff. Cool. So I see Scooby-Doo the live action movie on there for $3.99 to rent. Okay, $4.
God, you
that's
turned it into a video. Seriously?
$4. That's
you turned it into a video.
Shut up! It's not full yet. $4, fine. Then I see Avengers: Infinity War next to it for $2.99. Avengers: Infinity War is cheaper to rent on YouTube than Scooby-Doo, and I was like, So I decided let's look, and I looked to all the recommendations, and I saw just how many movies are cheaper to rent on YouTube Movies than Scooby-Doo the live action film. So what does Chrissy do? I opened up WordPad and started typing every single one down. And then I was like, you know what? This is stupid. Mm-hmm. So I opened a Google Doc and put it all in. And I'm not done yet, but I'm currently at over 400 movies that are cheaper to rent on. And I'm making it very specific. You have to rent them, not buy them. But to me, renting is even more prevalent because renting is a limited time experience. So apparently, Scooby-Doo the live action movie is a more worthwhile limited experience than Infinity War. And every Marvel movie that is not Spider-Man Homecoming for some reason. Spider-Man Homecoming costs $10. I don't know why. Like, the rabbit hole was the weirdest. I actually wrote it down in another, like, WordPad thing, being, like, the weird things that I observed, given 2 of the movies I found were 99 cents. And that apparently every Don Bluth movie, so, like, Secret of NIMH, Land Before Time, All Dogs Good, all of those are free. Like, there is a free-to-watch section on YouTube Movies, and all the Don Bluth movies are in there, along with one really weird preschool movie about living crayons, a bunch of Christian live-action movies, a terrible fucking movie about King Solomon that just further proves Prince of Egypt is the only good animated Christian movie. And then and one Alpha and Omega movie. That is the entire section.
I'm still wondering how this story wraps up or turns into you making a soul-defining movie about a video about yourself.
This is where it goes. So I have written down, or I have almost written down, every movie that is cheaper to rent on YouTube than Scooby-Doo the live-action movie.
I'm afraid that you are just going to read down the entire list.
And what I'm going to do is sit down and have, next to me, like, an empty space that I could put all the movie posters on and recite the list of every movie that is cheaper to rent on YouTube than Scooby-Doo the live-action movie. And I will have a separate counter for every movie on there that has been won an Oscar or has been Oscar nominated, because there is at least 30 that are on there. I don't know how long this video will be, given that I'm not done putting these movies on there. I'm imagining maybe around 20 minutes, but it will be, I'm doing this video as an experiment to see if this actually becomes this video just has the weirdness that it would go on trending. So I want to see if it would. It will be the most viral video on my channel, and it will be a video I will never do again.
I mean, obviously, there's not a lot of repeatability in it. May I just express a suspicion I have, given by a recent behavior on Tumblr and in my server?
Did I get it from Jenna Marbles?
You watch too much Jenna Marbles. Yes, this was my suspicion.
No, I mean, it will have the most not clickbait title, which is I read off every movie that is cheaper to rent on YouTube Movies than Scooby-Doo the live-action movie. That will be the full title.
And you watch too much Jack's film, yes.
But no, see, Jenna and Jack, they are the 2 of the coolest YouTubers on right now.
Jenna,
why wouldn't
Jack, and Chrissy.
Yeah, that's the trio. That will be the penultimate of my life if I see Jenna Marbles and Jack's films comment on that video. And both of them will be, this is the degradation of YouTube.
I already see the next time that I'm not available for this podcast. I know who's sitting here and who's sitting up there.
What, Kermit and Jack?
Anyway.
But no. Yeah, that's been my life.
That's something to look forward to, I guess. Also, I remembered I actually did something this week. I was in an escape room, and we made it out.
Oh, hooray!
Exactly. But then again, the problem about an escape room is
you can't really talk about
it. Exactly, it's a great experience, but be like, oh, we were in this room and we found a thing, and then we opened the door. It's
I'm a big Evil Dead fan, and there's an Evil Dead escape room in San Francisco, which is a couple hours drive from here.
Nice.
And I want to go really bad just because I love Evil Dead, and I want to know what they do with it, because I'm anticipating it's going to be a recreation of the cabin from Evil Dead 2. That's what I suspect, but that sounds really fun.
Oh, imagine that at some point you unlock the basement.
Oh, and Harrietta's down there?
And you can actually go down there. Because
you get something wrong in that music that happens when Bruce Campbell goes insane starts playing.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, Denham's right. You can at least say what the theme of the escape room was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The theme was, they tried to not name drop it completely, probably due to IP reasons, but it was so 100% down to the logos and the stuff you found in there. Fallout.
Oh,
It
of
was
course.
like it was called Vault 13, and your quest was to get out of the vault, and you had more or less out of actual metal. A replica of the iconic laser gun from Fallout. There was in a glass case a power armor, all this kind of stuff, which was pretty cool. But what we learned about it was that a little bit things to look for in escape rooms is theme, immersiveness. So this one was actually very immersive, so absolute credit for there, except that the guy who gave us tips always wrote like, "You have to walk in the cellar."
Oh my God! So he sounded like we were in a drive-through.
Yeah, but he was hard to understand. It was like, what again? And it was very immersion breaking. Not to mention that it was sadly a bit immersion breaking. So, but and about this particular one, it was a bit on the linear end. I recall the one where I was with my family in over Christmas. There was one giant room with a million things in it, and we could just, with 6 people, like go all over the room and find different stuff. While this one was really first room, 3 pieces of furniture. Try to figure out each of them has a secret. So that's the thing. But overall, once again, the immersiveness and the atmosphere was pretty great. So if anybody is in Berlin, in the Alexa, which is a big shopping mall, there is an escape. There are multiple escape rooms, and one of them is Vault 13.
I wonder if Berlin's a big enough city. I wonder if they have that a virtual reality place like the one we went to in downtown Disney.
Ooh, that would be amazing.
I need to look that up.
Yeah, you do that. But yeah, this was
media time. There's my best transition of this year. Yes, just media time. But yeah, so my media is a YouTube channel because
of course
Chrissy's. Oh, okay. To be fair, it is not Jennifer. Because I feel like that's soon going to be a topic that's banned on this fucking
I mean, you indirectly already had Jenna Marble by making the Kermit is Nasty video your official media in 1 week.
It wasn't the official media. I started talking about it, and then it went on a tangent, and then Denim asked a question about how nasty Kermit is in the Q&A, and so that wasn't my fault. That was a multi-layered cake of nasty boy. By the way, the roommates have banned me from suggesting we get an Italian Greyhound as a pet now, so I screwed myself over there. But
thanks, Taylor. Thanks, Brett. You did well.
What? You wouldn't want an Italian Greyhound to be the AWKWARDCast dog?
No.
Oh, you people. But no, this is my one tangent. People, if you want to adopt dogs that need to be adopted, there's a bunch of Italian Greyhounds that need adoption because they are racing dogs, and they have just banned dog racing in a bunch of states. They're continuing to ban them, so there's a lot of Italian Greyhounds that need forever homes. They do deserve it, even if you think they're nasty boys. They are nasty boys that deserve homes just as much as any other dog.
In my household, we just call them Greyhounds. We don't call them Italian Greyhounds.
Yeah, I mean, I have to call them that because my aunts actually own the bigger breeds. So when I talk about this Italian Greyhound that's on Jenna's videos, my aunts are like, "How does he do all this stuff? He's huge." And I'm like, "No. The Iggies, the small ones, the nervous."
I was just joking because I'm Italian.
Oh yeah, you're Italian. Okay.
Oh.
You and Chris are the same person, except you have glasses.
But yeah, Enigma Prince, I wouldn't count out that she is actually going to talk about a murderer after all, because she hasn't revealed.
No. It is not a murderer. Don't worry. Netflix has not put out like a John Wayne Gacy documentary yet. No, this is actually a YouTuber that does skits and stuff, and I really like it because I've been getting more into skit-based humor again. His name is Gus Johnson, and he does a bunch of short-form skits and occasionally a commentary video here and there, but he's like one of the few commentary channels I like because he does like weirder topics. Oh, this video is called Politicians When Picking Out Halloween Costumes. It's great, but like, I don't know. It's very hard to find good skits on YouTube anymore unless you look, because one, skits are a dying breed, so the really creative people don't usually do exclusively skits. Like, you notice that a lot of the good commentary channels nowadays are people that used to do skits and stuff on like Vine and shit like that, because skits are just not viable, so they put them into their commentaries. It's probably why I like stuff like Drew Gooden and all that stuff. But he does some really good skits. One of the favorites that I actually found before I started looking more into this guy is Cats at 3 a.m., which is on the Instant Regret meme playlist. Oh. And I was like, wait, it's that guy! But some of his commentary videos I like is he did a video where it's like, why is Chris Brown still famous? And it was actually like a really good video because for people who don't know about a garbage person, Chris Brown was the one that beat up Rihanna back in 2008 nearly to death, and yet is still super popular. You know, for most people that would be a career ender, but it wasn't. And then he's like, yeah, but he's still fucking crazy, and points out everything that he's done since then. It's like, holy Christ, this is Cats at 3 a.m.
Yes, it is.
Joey must feel a psychic connection to this.
Yeah.
I love that video. But no, I think like stuff like him, and then he has like two friends, I can't remember their names off the top of their head, but they all do skits together. I think they live together.
I have the feeling one of them is called Eddie and the other one is Sven.
Yes, Eddie and Sven. I think Eddie does another one that I like called The Drummer from Stacy's Mom, where he just stands there during the entire opening of Stacy's Mom, backs up, and then is about to jump on the drum when it's going to do the dun, 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 dun thing, but the video cuts off right before then. I don't know. It's hard to explain why comedy is good. It's just good. But this is my main media, though. Just remembering one other video that I want to say. I should have probably linked it. Look up Drew Gooden recently did 2 videos about sequels that aren't sequels. And fuck it, he's starting to do movie review stuff, which makes me really happy. And he talks about Kindergarten Cop 2, which I didn't even know exists.
Oh yeah, with
there it already starts.
Yeah, but no, Kindergarten Cop 2 is not a Kindergarten Cop movie, and the person they got to replace Arnold Schwarzenegger is the guy who played Rocky's the Russian guy who played Rocky's enemy in Rocky 4 or something.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he's building up to it. He's probably going to show it us in a moment.
Yeah, he is going to show it. But yeah, pretty much the beginning is a skit with Oh yeah, this may be the second one because he also talks about American Psycho 2. Yeah, American Psycho. In the set, he did 2 videos. He does one because Kindergarten Cop is so bad that he needed to do a whole video about Kindergarten Cop 2. And then his second one was about American Psycho 2. Again, didn't know this movie existed.
What's her name? The chick from That 70s Show's in it.
Oh yeah, Mila Kunis.
I guess here it is. It's secrets that aren't sequels, a sequel.
Yeah, but no, just saying, why did American Psycho did not need a second movie? And it especially didn't need a second movie about Mila Kunis as a 12-year-old murdering not Jason Bateman, the person that Christian Bale plays, and then just becoming a serial killer that talks to dead bodies. Like, it's not a good movie. It's so bad, but apparently, it wasn't supposed to be a fucking American Psycho movie. It was a completely different movie that they were like, hey, let's turn this into American Psycho 2. And Mila Kunis and William Shatner are like, we are sorry for this movie. We didn't say it. Oh, and apparently Jingle All the Way also has a sequel. I don't know why fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movies are getting sequels that don't have Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, but it apparently has Larry the Cable Guy. Like,
Larry the Cable Guy is also in the Tooth Fairy sequel, too.
I went down a rabbit hole of sequels of not good movies that don't have their original cast back. There are so many. I died a little that day. I died more looking up that than I did looking up all the movies that are cheaper to rent on YouTube Movies and Scooby-Doo, the live-action film. But anyway, that's my medias. If you want to watch some good YouTube content, Drew Gooden always puts out good stuff. And Gus Johnson is actually a really entertaining guy, and I think he's kind of underrated, and people should watch him.
Link to both in the description down below. Also, fun quiz for everybody in my Discord. Try to guess Keyframe's media in the future, because I recall you posting a lot of this Gus dude stuff over the last 2 days.
You know, if you're in ANY's Discord, you could properly guess what my media is somewhat going to be, because I tend to become hyper focused on something for a week and then put it up everywhere, and then people are like, oh. Then again, I just throw people off by putting Jenna Marbles' dogs in the chat.
God damn it. But yeah, anyways, Joey, how about you go next, and I can see how much time is left for me to ramble on. This is always a good tactic to cut me shorter. What is your media? Because you haven't shared it with me yet, so I have to be quick on the keyboard.
Well, the kazoo.
Yes.
This is the first American originating instrument in the world. So America created the kazoo as their first instrument. I hope to grow up and become a professional kazooist. I'm just joking. That's not what it is.
Okay, Joey,
you got me there. You got me there.
My favorite guest on the show now. Move aside, Brad Jones. Joey Hollywood has taken your place.
You just replaced the cinema snob. This is quite an achievement.
But wait, no. Were you serious that the kazoo is the first instrument America invented?
Yeah.
That says a lot about America. Just saying.
I mean, I don't want to get too down that rabbit trail, but when I was younger, I wanted to have my own ska band. And I wanted to have every song have a kazoo solo, because I've always found it to be a very fascinating instrument, because it's so dumb.
You need to make that happen.
I would love for that to happen, but I'm so musically untalented that
Joey, that would make it better.
But you already have Will Ryan in your corner. He does music, so he can probably help you out a little bit, and then.
Yes, it could be you, Chris. You could just have your puppets become a ska band. I just wrote your musical episode of your haunted theater.
We actually have a local ska band called For the Record. They do the theme song for Midnight's on a Drive-In. So I live that dream a little bit through someone else.
Yay, vicarious dream. Anyway, your real media.
My real media is Archie horror.
Wait, are those the Archie comics? Like Archie and Jughead? Oh my God, they're making horror comics now?
They actually started a long time ago. I wouldn't call myself a huge fan of Archie, but I've always liked it. But I'm a big horror nut. And I think the innocence of Archie is a fun thing to kind of I wouldn't say pervert, but kind of mess with, you know. And I think it's ripe for making a horror platform almost. The highlights would have to be The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I love the art style in it. It's I'll try to show you some. I'm not sure if it'll show up, but it's
oh, that's pretty.
Let's see if I can get. Yeah, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is probably my favorite of the two. Although Afterlife with Archie has the more compelling story, I think. Mm-hmm. But there are talks about making an Afterlife with Archie movie. I kind of hope they don't do that, because with the existence of Riverdale, they've already kind of ruined Archie in that way. Like
Riverdale's so bad.
Novel. Well, it's like oh yeah, if they make a zombie Archie movie, everyone's gonna be like, so what? Archie's already dark because of Riverdale. So I feel like that kind of magic is kind of taken away by the existence of Riverdale. Although the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina TV series is a decent adaptation of the comic. A lot of it's lot of it subvert or changes stuff in the comic, but it still comes back to the original thing. Like in the TV show, she doesn't want to have her black baptism, where in the comic she wants it. Stuff like that, but the end results are always kind of the same, and I'm really looking forward to the next season of it, or part 2.
Yeah.
But I definitely think Archie Horror is working. They got another one called Vampironica and Jughead the Hunger, which is where Jughead's a werewolf, and they're gonna have Jughead the Hunger versus Vampironica.
Actually, you know what? Vampironica is a fucking reference to something. It's not their original thing.
I'm assuming Archie's Weird Mysteries?
Yes, that's me! Okay, another weird fact about Christine Marie Bucola. I used to be the biggest fucking fan of Archie. I have a book in my closet that is all 70 years of Archie comics, like just going through all 70 years of Archie. Really good, actually. But there used to be a cartoon made by our favorite cartoon company, Deke Entertainment, the people that both succinctly made Ghostbusters and then ruined Ghostbusters all in one fell swoop. But they made a cartoon called Archie's Weird Mysteries, which was about Archie writing a column in his school's newspaper with all this supernatural stuff happening in Riverdale, like alien potato shape-shifting monsters and vampires and his car coming to life, a la Christine, and everyone turning into Veronica to teach Veronica how much of a selfish bitch she is. This show is awful. but there was a 3-part arc about Veronica turning into a vampire. Which was objectively some of the best stuff in the show. I can't believe they're actually bringing that back. They literally called her Vamp Veronica in the cartoon. But I agree with you about the Archie zombie movie not happening because Riverdale ruins everything it touches. It ruined Cole.
Yeah, and I mean,
ruined Archie.
I haven't finished watching Riverdale, but I catch it whenever, and it's bad, but for some reason I want to watch more of it.
It's that kind of bad. Like, the newest season is about how everyone is trapped in the fucking town because there's this weird Dungeons and Dragons monster, and you have to play this Dungeons and Dragons game to escape a cult.
Oh my god.
This show started as just a teen drama thing with like a crime syndicate, and then just went off the rails into the Atlantic Ocean. Like, it's weird, but it's like, yeah, because of it just ruined the bygone days of when Archie was weird. It was cool because they've done weird shit. There are comics where they've met Sonic the Hedgehog, where they were hunted by the Predator, where the Punisher came in and shot Archie in the head. There's an actual canon now that Archie dies by saving his gay best friend from getting shot at a political rally. There's a lot of weird shit with Archie. Max's face. There's a lot of weird shit with Archie comics, but now everyone expects it because Riverdale is a thing. That's why I tell people, look, if you like Riverdale, go watch Archie's Weird Mysteries, because that was where it all fucking started.
Is Archie number 3?
Yes, Archie is number 3.
Archie is number 3 after Basil and Shaggy as your childhood crushes?
No.
You just said yes.
I didn't know what number 3 meant. I thought that was
why do you say yes if you don't know what you're reading?
I say yes to random things because my mind is currently at the Archie cartoon where Silver the Hedgehog voices Archie.
Hashtag Chrissy.
No.
X.
Oh, no.
Archie.
Don't ship me with. Look, at least ship me with Jughead. That one makes more sense.
Well, the hashtag is out there. Nothing you can do about it now. It's on the internet.
Yeah, you recommend Archie horror. Like, who would like it? Who wouldn't like it?
Well, if you're an Archie purist, you're probably not going to like it. But if you, I'd say, like, if you're into Lovecraftian horror, Afterlife with Archie is probably up your alley, like Reanimator. Surprisingly, really good character moments for something that sounds so silly. I forget what characters it is, but then there's a subplot about these two characters secretly being gay, and how like this big upset with the zombies is kind of forcing them together. surprisingly good writing for something so silly. Like, you could actually take the Archie characters out, and it would be a very compelling horror zombie movie. It has a kind of an 80s vibe to it. Love it. And then Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which the new show is an adaptation of. There's things I don't like. I feel like the TV show is a little too politically charged, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But in this world we live in, I go to media that's kind of a negative thing for me, but not exactly a bad thing about the show. I just kind of go to media for different things. But my big, escapism, because I'm bombarded with politics every day. I don't want to go on to Netflix and be bombarded with it there. But my big thing I don't like about the show is that it's kind of a mosh of different time periods, because the comic book takes place in the 60s, and I think it works perfectly like that. But the TV show has the aesthetic of the 60s, but it takes place in modern day. Like, they have laptops and stuff, or they only watch shows that were on in the 60s, and I think that's just so incredibly bizarre.
Everyone in the show's a hipster.
Yeah, it's super strange. I mean, there's parts of America that are kind of trapped in time. I know the place where they shot Napoleon Dynamite. If you go there now, it looks like you're in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
There's just parts of America that just never got past certain times. So I guess you could say that's where this show takes place, but I don't like that aspect of it. Like, every time, knowing that they're in the present day, sometimes you ask yourself, well, why don't they just call someone with their cell phone? You know, stuff like that. I think it would have worked better if they made it the 60s. But if they did that, I guess they couldn't have injected the more political side of it. So I guess if you like the political side of it, that's a plus that it takes place in modern day. Mm. But I don't know. I think that show is pretty good. Despite I could probably sound like I didn't like it. I actually do like the TV show. Don't like Riverdale very much. But Archie horror, I haven't found one I haven't liked yet. I have not read Blossom 666 yet, but I will.
Mm. But yeah,
that's one of them.
I guess this leaves me.
Oh yeah, I part of me really wants that Joey said, yeah, you know, when I watch entertainment, I want to have escapism from our politically charged world. It's like, cool. Here's my new Michael Moore documentary I watched this week. Sorry.
No, I did not.
But wouldn't that be great?
Oh, this would be... I'm not sure. I need...
We would have to just end the show there. But yeah, what was the media you consumed this week?
Yes, so before I go to my main media, I just want to throw something out there.
Is it the Zootopia comic? It better be. Is it the Zootopia comic that you said?
I wanted to make the
You
Zootopia.
said it was going to be your media no
I wanted
matter
to do it.
what.
I forgot about it. People need to remind me of that. Also, I need to read it so I can actually talk about it. So no politically charged Zootopia comic, because this one would have been bad news as well.
Our poor next guest has to hear about that.
I've read that. It's something else.
Did you read part 2?
No, I didn't.
Because that's the thing.
They have the second part now, and it is
so many questions. It's amazing. So spoilers, I guess. But why do I still have Archie on screen? I will probably talk about it longer. But spoilers for the Weird Zootopia comic. So the first one was about. Should I really talk about it next week? But since you have read the first one,
talk about it next week. Talk about it next week.
So just FYI, in the second one, Judy is now gay.
Judy got infected with the gay.
Yeah, I see. I thought that this little tidbit is enough.
Wait, I'm gonna take a screenshot of one of the.
Someone's correcting you.
I mean,
someone's correct.
Yeah,
in the comments, saying she's bi.
Yeah, I mean, she got pregnant by a dude before, so apparently she has some certain affinity for the big D.
Dick. I'm just going to take a screenshot of one part of the comic.
Oh god.
I got.
Oh no, it's the final picture, isn't it?
No, it's not the final picture. It's just it goes with Judy being infected with the gay. Oh god, new Skype. Yeah, you're gonna have to open up in a separate tab.
You need to send me links. This is tricky. Okay, I can do this. No, I can't. Can I do this? I might be able to do this. Okay.
You did this before.
Save as, or.
This is important. Sure. We'll get some nice waiting music, courtesy of Joey Hollywood's kazoo.
Oh yeah, you can do it, Joey. Excellent. Okay, and here we go. Beautiful picture.
Yeah, this frame is telling. It's all you need to know.
Wait, I need to share it. Whoop, there it is.
There you go.
Now people can see it.
Judy got infected with the gay, and Nick is not happy about it.
It's funny because it is true. But okay, now...
But now your media, please.
My media, exactly.
Does this person just... Does this author just hate that fox?
Oh, it's even... I mean, yeah.
It seems like it doesn't. Anyway, yes,
so I wanted to give a little bit of a tidbit. So I believe in the context of last week when Doom Patrol got brought up, we talked a little bit, we tackled a little bit of Titans. So by now I have actually watched the entire first season. It's basically very much in the spirit of what's his name, the guy who ruined Batman and Superman.
Snyder.
Yes, Snyder. Zack Snyder. It's basically in the spirit of Zack Snyder. They're all very broody and but you constantly their dialogues are weird and like they feel not natural at fucking all, and this is all about them growing together and being good with each other and building the team. But no, they are all entirely dicks. All the heroes are dicks by default. They're all assholes, murderous assholes. And they try to prevent the end of the world. Now here's a fun thing. So this is an officially DC show, published by DC, sponsored by... Oh, and the CGI is shit. Now, in comparison, if you check out this gem called The Umbrella Academy, also on Netflix, also about a team of superheroes, also about them trying to connect with each other on a human level, also about trying to avoid the end of the world, it's fucking good. Watch this shit, it's amazing. And this show, also based on a comic book, but not supported by DC, it has a fucking CGI character and it looks great. There's a monkey butler. Do I need to say more? This show has a monkey butler.
Can you go back to the Titans picture?
Sure.
Can I just say, I fucking hate Starfire's design in this show.
Yeah, she's basically
the artwork makes it look a lot better than what the actual show's design is.
Ask Demem about it. Basically, every time she's on screen, I complain about the stripper outfit. But sorry, Joey, you were saying something.
The sad thing is that actress is beautiful. She's gorgeous, and it seems like the people making
too. She's so great, and Titans ruined her.
Yeah.
And the thing is like I feel like the people making the show went out of their way to look bad because I've seen her in other stuff. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful, but in this show they light her the worst possible way. I don't. That show is like you could make a 2-hour podcast on that show alone.
Yeah, it's really.
I have a lot to say about it.
And the thing is, I have a. Sorry to interrupt. No, the thing is, just to finish my point about her design, I have a cousin that actually really likes Titans. Oh. So,
I mean, we talked about your family having bad taste in certain regards,
I know.
So.
I know my family has bad taste, but one of my cousins likes Titans, and I was talking about how I don't like Starfire's design, and he was like, "Oh, but he actually is a DC fan too." So I'm like, who hurt you? but he's like, but Starfire is supposed to be slutty. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Well, Tyrannians take their power from the sun. But I'm like, okay.
She has a lot of skin, or showing skin, but she's not running around. First of all, she's wearing a big fursuit, so...
yeah, this takes away the point. I was just like, yeah, if she would... it would make more sense for her to be in her 80s outfit than
Yes.
it would be for her outfit that she's wearing in the
no,
show.
she's just wearing a street hooker outfit the entire show. But no, what the point I was going for is I watched this, finished it, and the next show I started watching was this, and it's like, wow, it's in its core the same show from a smaller independent comic book, and it's doing everything right that Titans is shit at. You have multi-layered characters, you have interactions between them. They're also fucked up characters, but the interhuman connection is fantastic. You have an engaging story. It's amazing. Watch this shit. I will probably talk about it officially as a media once I have finished the first season, but my first impression, especially back to back with Titans, is like, that is what Titans should have been. And
I have a question
Monkey
about
Butler.
Titans. Yeah,
Sure,
I have a question about Titans because I haven't watched all of Titans. So, when you say the end of the world, is it Trigon's end of the world, or is it just the end of the world?
Spoilers, I guess, but Trigon's end of the world.
Well, no, it's not really a spoiler because every Teen Titans thing that has Raven involved will always have a Trigon arc.
Yeah, but the problem is, I didn't want to. Okay, if anybody cares, spoiler alert for Titans, because if I talk about it, here's the problem. It basically has a very much a feel like Suicide Squad, because they are trying to stop something that is kind of what they encourage the entire time. They all come together as a team to protect Raven, even though they don't know why. It's like, oh no, this poor girl, let's protect her. Also, they have the age gap, like Robin and Starfire in their 30s, I would say, while Beast Boy and Raven are actual teenagers who are horny for each other.
They're doing the there was a recent Teen Titans animated DCEU movie where Damian Drake was the
It's not Damian Drake.
So this is he Nightwing at this point?
No, he's not Nightwing, but he's about to give up being Robin. And he's
Okay,
just
but
an old dude who hangs out with a teenage girl, who then gets picked up this old hooker lady, and this Beast Boy is so joining them for no reason. It's so weird.
Yeah. Wait. So what? Oh, go on, Joey.
I think the biggest problem with this show is it's very obvious that the writers don't care about the main characters. Well, they care about Robin, and that's it.
But even he is not really.
I think they're the big. Yeah, I feel like there's a big reveal of this character in the middle of the season that really upset me. But it's obvious that they care more about like the Doom Patrol or Hawk and Dove or Wonder Girl. It seems like every episode is a backdoor pilot for some other show that seems more interesting than the one we're watching.
This sounds about right.
They really wanted to make a Justice League Unlimited show, but they couldn't get Justice League Unlimited, so they're just making the side characters better.
Once again,
because like 8 episodes in, you don't really know the characters, but
except that all are murderous
know the Doom
assholes.
Patrol intimately well. Yeah.
They're all murderous assholes. All 3 of them. Beast Boy, not really. He's vegan, I guess. I don't know. But they fixed
But then
it.
he killed someone.
I just wanted to say he gets fixed by going tiger and eating somebody. So that's joy. But yeah.
So everyone watch Titans.
I mean, it's an interesting experience. We did not drop it. I mean, we watched it all the way through. We did not drop it. It was not investment. It was just like, where does this shit show go?
It's the DC version of Riverdale. We went full circle. People.
Apparently. Now I guess I will just talk for 2 minutes about my actual media, and that's it.
Well, go on.
Because today I was in the cinema, in the IMAX even. I watched Alita. And
how is it?
As somebody who has actually read at least the first, I'm not even sure if I read the entire first run, but big part of the first run of Alita, which was in the 90s. So I actually grew up with this shit. I had actual manga at home of it. And for me, this was like a nostalgia trip. It irritated me immensely because they took the story, the original story from the first 3 or so books, and mixed it all very much together. And I was sitting there like, wow, this scene is totally like in the comics, but I cannot remember the circumstances. This is weird, because they took a bit of liberty with the adaptation and mixed story elements up. But I would probably get crucified by the hardcore Alita fans for this, but I would say it worked. I would say I mean, I have been wrong in the past about my first positive impression, so I will not call for the curse of manga Western live action adaptations has been broken, but I had a good show. I watched it. I did not feel that my teenage years have been what's it called?
It just completely crumbled before your eyes.
I didn't have the feeling that my nostalgia got ripped to pieces. I would say it was a good adaptation. It was a good action flick, this for sure. I mean, it was pretty hard. We had like 5 Marvel trailers before it. So basically, the entire time before the movie, I sat there like this because I don't want to see the trailers. So I was
what Marvel trailers are there? I know that Captain Marvel comes out next month. Mm-hmm. Did they already have Infinity? So I'm guessing one of the trailers was Infinity War. One of them was Captain Marvel. What are the other 3?
Well, just naming the third one is probably a spoiler for Infinity War 2.
If it's just saying that one of the heroes has another movie coming out, we all know that
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Then X-Men.
Okay, that's a different. That's a different company though.
Yeah,
so
it's still Marvel, even though it's Sony. But
I think Spider-Man takes place before Infinity War, though, doesn't it?
I don't know. I haven't looked up press stuff. I haven't looked up press stuff. I just know that that's part of Phase 4.
That would
5
actually, if it takes place before, that would actually be nice, because then it means that the existence of the Spider-Man movie does not automatically spoil Infinity Wars 2.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, this could actually be an interesting twist if Infinity Wars, if all the following Marvel movies, including the next Guardians movie, if they all take place before Infinity Wars 2 and Infinity Wars 4 is still the end of the entire MCU. That would be a dick move, but it would at least be some that leaves an impact.
So, Alita.
Yes, Alita. No, I would say, I mean, I can see how many people are probably weirded out as fuck by the giant CGI eyes, but there have been so many movies with the big bug eyes, so I'm not weirded out by it anymore. I'm desensitized already.
I honestly think that's I respect it. Because when they first released the trailers and shit for it, everyone's like, this is such a dumb detail to add, and I'm like, no,
she actually looks like this.
It's not. She's a robot. She's supposed to look weird.
Yeah. No, but overall. Visually, great movie, I would say. They updated all the 90s Japanese cyberpunk robots in a more slick, medley design. Because after it, I was like, okay, I need to check this. Because I was so confused about the story and how it felt not true to the original, and it wasn't. Once again, it was like very mixed up, and I went through it and I was like, oh, that's how those characters looked. Okay, this is very different. Okay, this seems to be the character from the movie. I went through the entire through the old on the subway. I went through the original manga. But yeah, if I would say I would like, that's the thing, I would probably like to hear from somebody who is more hardcore Alita fan, like does it feel like a sacrilege to the not the sacrilege, the opposite.
Sacrilegious?
Does it feel sacrilegious to the original? But I would say it was good. It was made by Robert Rodriguez, who knows his action. So
I love Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah. I would say it was a good one.
I liked Robert Rodriguez. Until after Sin City. Once he discovered the green screen, I feel like it was just
okay, I could make anything.
Yeah, I assume that he still does this in the movie. The question is, has he calmed down again? I guess now you have to watch it too, Joey, and let me know. But yeah,
well, I can tell you just by the commercial that it's a lot better than his previous films.
See?
By the commercial alone.
I mean, half the world is CGI, so you would expect him to do this. I mean, Yeah.
Well, his other stuff, he would like. I remember watching because I used to be crazy about like the filmmaking side of things, and he used to do this series about how to make movies, and he would like talk about like it to me as a kid, like watching it just came off as lazy. Like he was just like, yeah, we could shoot the whole movie in my living room, and I'm like, but why? Like that it doesn't look good. I can tell that because that's the way he did that with Sin City, and I think it worked for artistic purposes with Sin City. But then you get stuff like the was it Shark Boy and Lava Girl? Yeah, it was. I can tell that he's like that. There's more than just he just set up a camera and then had actors do things like. I can't remember what movie it was, but they're like obviously just like waving their hands, but then like they add things they're pushing away.
Oh, that's
it looks
Spy Kids
so bad.
Oh, that movie is a treasure. I have a double disc pack of Shark Boy and Lava Girl and fucking Spy Kids 3D with 3D glasses somewhere in my house. I'm so proud to own that.
Anyways, yeah, I kept
it's question time.
Exactly.
But I have a question for the chat, given that we're talking about Alita and we're weebs. Is there, conversely, is there an anime that you would be curious to see be adapted into a Western live-action movie? And conversely, which one do you not want them to touch with a fucking 10-foot pole? You know, anime, manga, Japanese entertainment, I guess. Mine would actually be one that Max showed me, which is about two biker girls.
Gunsmith Cats?
Yes, Gunsmith Cats.
Even though it's not really about biker girls, but a girl... They're owning a weapons shop and drive around in a GT. And
I keep thinking biker girls, but no, like I really want to. Yeah, that's probably why. But I remember you showing me it. I haven't read it in a while, but I did read it, and I have the PDF saved on my computer to continue reading it. Nice. But I would actually like to see that live action. If not, I want to see how they handle the age thingy.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and then my converse one is I do not want them to touch any Full Metal Alchemist stuff with a 10-foot pole.
They already did.
No.
There is a Japanese live action on Netflix.
No. I'm talking about Western adaptation.
Okay, fair.
Don't keep your grubby McDonald's covered hands away from my Full Metal. Keep them away from my Ed shoe. But anyway, it's question time. From apparently a cat now. Great name, Charles. Burnt Mouths of Sarcasm. What is the recurring impulsive thought that gives you instant regret the second you act on it? What's your worst impulse? You're acting like any of us have impulse control. I've heard Max describe himself as a kid in a candy store consistently. So
you know it. But I usually don't regret it, so I'm afraid this does not count.
Yeah.
So what was the question again? So
what's the worst recurring impulse that gives you instant regret the second you act upon it?
Yeah.
My wallet has a regret every time that I buy a crappy movie on DVD.
Oh, rightfully so.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't have regrets in life.
Yeah, you don't. So this question doesn't apply to you.
It actually doesn't, yeah.
So what about you, Joey? What's an impulse that you seem to give into a lot that you're like, ugh?
I work in inventory at my job, and part of inventory is
yeah.
You don't need to sell it, you just lift it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, our uniforms look exactly like everyone. So customers don't know that, and they always say, "Hey, can you help me?" And I should not say this, but it just blurts out every time. I go, "No, I'm sorry, I can't," and I walk away.
Oops.
But there's a reason why I can't. But I don't stop. But I'm just like, they're like, help us, or we need some help with this. I'm like, oh, I can't help you, and I walk away.
Okay, I do have
They're
one.
probably wrong.
I do have one recurring impulse that I have that's not buying crappy movies.
Oh boy, tell us.
But
I
by the
believe
way,
it when I see it.
I don't regret buying the movies I buy. To me, that's an achievement. I am an adult. I make my money fairly, and I make good money, and I pay my taxes. I have the damn right to buy these things. But no, my recurring impulse that I have is that I will turn on a video game and not play it.
Oh yeah,
I do that too.
Like people, when they go on Heroes of the Storm, will see that Christine or Keyframe has been in the character screen for 10 hours.
It's true.
And it's just, but it's just like I usually do a method where I will work on something and then go back to the video game, play around to try to give myself breaks, and then I don't, and then it's like, oh, it's time to go to sleep. Go to sleep, forget to turn the computer off and forget to turn off HOT, so it just looks like, why has she been in the character screen for 15 hours? Is she really having a hard time picking? She only plays 3 characters.
That's also true.
So that's my terrible, terrible secret. But next question. Okay, the Enigma Prince asks, I'm going to try and make this a new thing for the show called 24 Hours.
Oh boy.
First question of this experiment is the internet. You are given full and absolute power, full and absolute control of the World Wide Web for 24 hours, and any changes you make can't be erased or corrected. How would you use all this power?
Ooh.
I'll let you guys go first because I already know my answer.
A list.
To shorten it down, let's make one thing.
I would take all the money from all the evil people in the world and funnel it into my bank account.
That's
that's actually possible with the internet. I will not lie. I was thinking.
Well, I mean, what I would do is I would make it so like evil people from other countries, so I wouldn't be have any legal ramification.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Yeah, but America has plenty of evil people. You shouldn't skip them. Oh well.
If it wasn't.
Okay, what would you do, Max?
I was not thinking big enough, I guess. I was more thinking down the lines of bring back porn to Tumblr, close down Trump's Twitter account, probably do something about YouTube, like make YouTube great again, and
Wow, you weren't thinking big. You were just thinking about the things you want.
Yes. He's taking money, so sorry.
Okay.
He is hiding his greed behind an altruistic motive by crippling the evil people. I mean, yeah, right.
I'm not hiding behind anything. I know what I'm doing.
He just wants some money and wants to go after evil people, so people are not mad at him for doing it.
I mean, that's the way you do it, though.
Well, I mean, the thing I would do is not any better than. It's probably worse than all of your ideas. I would make it that when you click on a website, it immediately redirects to just one specific video. Every website, every YouTube video, every post, every link just redirects to one specific video. No, it would just redirect to a free-to-watch version of Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. My power of the internet is just shit posts. I will just, and you know what? That would either encourage people to watch that movie, or it would encourage people to go outside and live their lives.
I just want to say, so it either will be the end of the world or world peace. One of those two things will happen, but there's no in-between ground. I'm
just saying, wouldn't that be a great headline? Scooby-Doo causes World War III. Scooby-Doo causes world peace.
Also, a question obviously goes also out to everybody watching. What would you do with 24 hours power about the internet?
What were you gonna say?
I feel like that would cause World War III because China they don't like ghosts. and you leak into Scooby-Doo 2. Is that, you're talking about the ghost one, right?
Yeah, that's the one where all the monsters become real. Oh my. Yes!
Yes,
Ruben's...
World War III? What?
No, it's more so, the movie also includes Ruben Studdard, you know, the famous season 2 winner of American Idol singing Shining Star at the end of the movie. So it's also just funny to think, the movie that has that is what causes China to go to start World War III.
I haven't thought about
that
Ruben
movie's just
Studdard
full of... That movie's full of meme potential. I'm just saying, it's such a not good movie.
I remember the first one. I remember hating the first one as a kid.
I mean, I do like the second one. The first one's not good. The first one's not good at all. But
I remember. I know people hate Scrappy Doo, but I feel like the villain in that one.
We're not going to go on this tangent because then it will be a 4-hour podcast.
That's true.
But no. Yeah, next question. Let's see. This one is from Denim. What does this ink blot look like to you?
Looks like a guy standing with 3 dinosaurs around it. Or 4. No, wait, 2 dinosaurs and 2 old-fashioned...
Old-fashioned what?
Video movie cameras.
Oh.
Yeah. I see the cameras. I see the cameras. What about you, Max? What comes to your mind? Let's look into your site.
The first thing was just one big bug with the clappy thingies on top. Mm-hmm. And then you have the big carapace. I'm not entirely sure what's up with those things on the outside. I assume that this is like unfolded wings or something, but it's mostly a bug with the pictures.
A bug?
Yeah, we're looking from the top on the bug, and here's the 2 pinchers there on top.
Oh, okay. I could see the pinchers. The body is where I get lost with that.
Maybe it has been run over by a car.
Yeah, the outer parts are its blood splatter. But no, here is Chrissy's interpretation.
Oh boy.
Of this. I see 2 sheep carrying Cloud's sword from Final Fantasy.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm just saying, look at the little the spigot that they're holding with their footsies. Looks like the hilt of the sword, and then the top is just one of those really complex blades that you see in Final Fantasy.
It's
go a completely different direction.
And then the outer parts are the people that they just decapitated. So the bottom parts are just the legs, and they're holding their heads.
I see.
I don't know what this says about my mind, but they're supposed to do something about that.
I don't want to know. So next question, please.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, Enigma asked this twice, so we're going to finally answer it. If your life was only composed of 3 cliches, what would they be? You can't all have the same cliches. Screw you, you can't tell me what to do. One of them must be cringeworthy. And one of them must be based on things from your life and personality. But what if my life is cringy?
This is a complicated one.
I reblog Kermit pictures of my life is cringy.
But is this
it's not a cliche.
I mean, you turn it into a cliche.
Shut up. If you can reblog Cat Girls all you want, I can reblog Kermit.
But is Catgirls a cliche? I mean, yes, I'm a nerd. And,
furry?
Yeah, okay. I guess Catgirls is my first cliche. I drink a lot. I work on computers and drink coffee, so this is the second cliche.
You're a European that likes wine.
But I drink American
cliche.
wine. Really? Is this a cliche over there?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. We got me covered. That's good. Next one.
Okay, what about you, Joey? What are your cliches?
I don't know. I guess I'm a crazy cat lady, spiritually.
On the inside.
On the inside, I have 2 cats with disabilities. I got one with deformed hands, and I got another one that's blind in one eye.
Oh.
What else? I don't know. Well, you said cringy. I guess I can use that one.
Yeah.
So someone at work actually tells people about them, but he recontextualized them to sound more pathetic than they are.
I like.
I mean,
that.
they're pathetic, but they're like, "Oh, he says he did this." I'm like, "Well, that's kind of true, a little bit." I love editing. It's how I relax. I guess that that's a cliche.
You're a busy bee. You need to be working on something.
Yes, I always need to be doing.
Yeah. For me, I pass this question on to the chat because I never know how to define myself. I find it more entertaining when people define me because it also makes me see what does the world see me.
I mean, here's a first cliche about you with you being an online girl, and you have the colored hair. That's one cliche.
Come on, co-host. You've known me for so long. You should be able to come up with 3.
It's a point. It's a point. So there must be something cliche like about you being an artist. What is an artist?
You
cliche?
never finish your drawings.
I do have a lot of work in progresses.
Oh yeah. You're the fucking cliche of a creative person who always like new project.
My plate is always super full.
I know. So Keyframe, after getting close to the 100th episode of the AWKWARDCast, how are those super cuts of the pre and post show coming along?
Yeah, there's that cliche. See, the other reason I wouldn't come up with my own cliches is that they would get really depressing really fast. My friends come up with more entertaining ones because they like me.
Yeah.
But okay, last question, and it's our favorite question. Joey, we have a tradition on this show, thanks to our favorite fan, Wolfhead, where our final question of the show really gets into the introspective part of our lives. Fuck, marry, kill. So, ask Awkward. Spies are cool, right? Let's find out. Fuck, marry, kill. Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible, James Bond from 007, and Austin Powers from Goldmember. Insert sexy spy quote here. Yeah, baby, there you go.
Yeah, baby, yeah. Oh, behave.
Yeah, baby. So, Mike Myers,
one
Tom
of a
Cruise,
million Bond, yeah. And one of a million Bonds.
Well, okay, so if it's from 007, I'm thinking of the video game, and at that point, who was Bond?
Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. Oh. Pierce Brosnan isn't bad on the eyes. But the worst part is, Pierce Brosnan doesn't... The first thing that comes to my mind is not 007, it's him and Mamma Mia. With his terrible singing. So... But, fuck, marry, kill. Boys.
Hey, Joey, why don't you go first?
Joey, who would you fuck, who would you marry, and who would you kill?
James Bond.
Oh, that's the question.
Yes,
fuck, marry, kill.
Oh, okay. I thought that was someone's name was Mary Kill, and you were just angry at them.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Wolf, your new name is Mary Kill.
I'm changing it in the Discord as we speak.
But yeah, fuck, marry, kill. Ethan, James, and Austin Powers.
Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible. So Tom Cruise's character.
Okay. Mission Impossible. Who are the other two again?
James Bond from 007, so Pierce Brosnan, and Austin Powers from Goldmember.
Okay, so I would say kill Tom Cruise because of I don't know, Scientology, I guess.
One way to go, yes.
Yeah, that is a way to go.
Now I guess Austin Powers I'll marry because he could probably satisfy me for the rest of my life.
That's a fair point.
And he also would and one night stand with James Bond.
Okay, fair. What about you, Max? You get the fun task of having all dudes again.
Yeah, I mean, Joey made some very good points actually. Now I try to mix it up a little bit. I mean, honestly, James Bond is a fucking slut who has been around for decades and slept with all the women. Kill him. Seriously, yeah. He probably is filled up with STDs from his toes to the tip of his hairs. Kill James Bond simply out of self-care.
He's a health hazard.
He is a walking, talking health hazard. That's true. I mean, Austin Powers has a similar problem. I mean, he always goes straight for one movie, but then he goes for the next girl and the next one. But he brings the mojo, and I want to experience the mojo in the bedroom. So I would fuck Austin Powers, and this leaves Ethan Hunt because I focus more on the character and less on the actor behind it. But I would go. Ethan Hunt is the guy to go out like fun skyscraper.
God, we can't talk today.
Climbing, fun stuff like bungee jumping in high security rooms, all the good stuff. And so I think he's a good guy to keep around. I mean, his wife is actually alive, isn't she? In the movie, his wife is
alive, and they just separated so they can she would not die.
Yeah. This is a good party, I would say. And here's a point why marrying Ethan Hunt is a definite best answer. Then you have God, if I only could remember his name.
Simon Pegg.
Yes, you have Simon Pegg as your buddy, and you could make him his godfather of your wait, we are both men, we cannot have children. Anyway, Simon Pegg would be I would have Simon Pegg in my friend list and get him over for board game night. So that sounds pretty amazing.
I mean, you could always, adopt minority children,
or get a surrogate. There's options. But true. Also, Ethan Hunt would probably be the most fun person to have in an escape room. What?
True. No, it's true. It's fucking true. I mean, James Bond could only escape the escape room by flirting his way with the receptionist. Austin
Powers would probably just paint the place tie-dye.
Yeah, but Ethan Hunt in an escape room, that would be fucking amazing.
Like, I'm just imagining a scenario with you and Ethan Hunt is that he would figure everything out while you're humming the Mission Impossible music in the background, and he would get increasingly more annoyed. But anyway, so my turn. Oh boy. Team review. No, I would kill James Bond, not because he's a walking health hazard, though that's a great point. He's a piece of shit person. Like,
which one?
Can we just all of them?
Even Sean Connery.
Sean Connery was the worst one.
Yeah, Sean Connery was the worst one.
Yeah, like,
I mean,
not Sean Connery as an actor. I'm pointing that out.
John Connery is James Bond.
Yeah, because he was written like the worst person. He slapped women and treated them like shit. Why would I want to do anything with him? Like, there's slapping, that's fine, but then there's not. And I just don't want to be around someone who thinks that's okay. So kill James Bond. Fuck him.
Okay.
Well, wait, we're talking about Pierce Brosnan James Bond.
Yes.
That was during the transition.
You know what? Pierce Brosnan can't play his own damn video game, so.
Okay.
Sorry. I have the gold gun. I'm just gonna shoot you.
Fair. So you still need to marry and to fuck somebody.
So I would fuck Austin Powers because God, I have the same one as Max, but for different reasons. I would fuck Austin Powers because he just fits my aesthetic. Also,
it's true.
Also knowing Austin Powers.
Him.
Oh no, just knowing Austin Powers, I would fuck while Quincy Jones is orchestrating the music in the background if anything's like the opening to Austin Powers 3. I used to own every Austin Powers movie, so I know way too much about these. But like, but no, it would be a fun fuck. However, I feel like the reason he goes to a different woman in every movie is not because he did it. I think the women get annoyed with him because it's Mike Myers.
So that's why you're not marrying him.
I'm not marrying him because I feel like I would get too annoyed, you know? And I would marry Ethan Hunt. Here's my reason for marrying Ethan Hunt. Because anyone who knows me, while we've watched the fucking Mission Impossible movies, I don't particularly like him. But
so
I would marry him. I would marry him. So that way I can have an affair with Simon Pegg. And eventually I would just run away with Simon Pegg.
So basically you're stealing my idea for all three.
Well, you're not. You said Simon Pegg would become your buddy.
Yeah.
Mine becomes a fuck buddy.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in fucking Simon Pegg, so.
Really?
Well, I mean.
Yeah. What?
Yes, please.
In the context of this, you know, you're already sleeping with a man.
It's true. It's true.
I'm just saying. Well, but the other thing is, Simon Pegg and Ethan are bros, so there could be also, you know, I want to fuck someone who's probably shorter than me, because Tom Cruise is fucking small. But you know what? I would marry Ethan Hunt. Also, just saying the Mission Impossible movies are more fun than both Austin Powers and James Bond movies. So at least I know if I marry Ethan Hunt and I become a secret agent, so that way I don't have to go into hiding, it would be fun. I get to kill Superman. So that would work. But you know what? Yeah, I would marry Ethan Hunt so I can kill Superman. There's my reasonings.
Sounds legit to me.
I
also
Max, someone's supposed to end this. This was supposed to be the last question.
I know, but you really killing this Superman is something where we all agree. So this is not something that leads into somebody saying the word. Joey, how do you feel right now?
Well, it certainly is awkward.
Yes! We don't just say it!
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Artwork and analysis, which you do not want to miss on awkward.